In this video, I will show how to use the Subscriptions application within a CampbellCloud organization account to order data source subscriptions directly within the cloud interface. It's important to note that for a user to be able to purchase data source subscriptions, they must have the appropriate permissions from the Subscriptions application. If a user does not have the permissions to order data source subscriptions, speak with the organization account owner. I begin by signing into my CampbellCloud organization account. If the organization doesn't yet have a CampbellCloud organization account, one can be created from here. Once I've signed in, to access the Subscriptions application, I select the Organization drop-down menu located in the top menu bar. Select Subscriptions. If Subscriptions isn't visible, contact the account owner and get permission to access the Subscriptions application. Once in the Subscriptions application, I'll see a summary page. This shows the available data storage, subscriptions, and the associated cost with each subscription. The currency shown is region dependent. In CampbellCloud, there is flexibility for organizations to pre-purchase 12, 24, and 36-month data source subscriptions. Alternatively, if a data logger is onboarded to CampbellCloud without having pre-purchased a subscription, when the data source is activated, CampbellCloud will automatically assign a 12-month prepaid one-tier data logger. I have until the start date shown on the subscription to change this, if desired. The summary page also shows the number of active data source subscriptions within the organization account. In this example, I don't have any active data source subscriptions yet. I want to order a 12-month CR data logger subscription. To do this, simply select the Add Subscription button at the top right. When I do this, I'll be presented with a table, allowing me to select the quantity of each subscription I'd like to purchase. I'm going to choose to purchase a single 12-month CR data logger subscription. I'll need to provide a purchase order number, which will be referenced on subscription invoices the organization receives. It is also found in the Summary Billing information under the Billing tab in the Subscriptions application. Before I can submit my order, I'll need to agree to the purchase terms. When ready, hit the Accept button and CampbellCloud will process the subscription order request and immediately add the subscription into the organization account. I don't pay for the subscription now. The organization's billing contact, which was set during the creation of the organization's CampbellCloud account, will receive subscription invoices via the Campbell Scientific Billing Office on or just after the first of the following month, and pay for these following currently established payment terms. I can see the subscription I just ordered is now showing in the Subscriptions application as pending. The start date of the pre-purchase subscription is set by default to 1 year from now, rounded to the next month. This means I have up to 1 year before the subscription will auto-start. At any point during this period, I can activate the subscription. When I do this, CampbellCloud will automatically adjust the subscription start date to reflect when the subscription was activated, again rounding to the first of the next month. Since I'm ready to start using this subscription immediately, I'm going to activate it. To do this, I make sure the data source I want to use with the subscription is linked to a station. I'm going to navigate to the station I've already created in CampbellCloud and add a data source to the station. When I do this, CampbellCloud asks me to select the data source I'd like to link to the station. If I haven't yet added a data source to my account, there's an option to add a new asset here. I'm going to select the CR1000XE data logger I've already added into my CampbellCloud account and select Next. Now I select the station I'm wanting to link this data source to. CampbellCloud asks me if I want to activate my data source now or later. I'll select Activate Now. This will then start a subscription to allow data collection to begin. Since I have a pre-purchased subscription compatible with this data source available in my account, CampbellCloud will automatically use this. As soon as I do this, my data source is set to active and can begin sending data to CampbellCloud. It can sometimes take a while for the subscription information to update itself within the Subscriptions application, and for a pre-purchased subscription to show as being assigned to the data source with the adjusted start date. While this process is happening, the subscription on the data source will show as pending assignment, which will update when these processes have completed and the pre-purchased subscription is assigned to the data source. This process can take up to 24 hours, but typically will update within a couple of hours. This doesn't stop me from using my data source though. When the data source is showing as active, it's ready to go.